That's our staff.
Yeah, I see that. Performs multiple duties, right?
A lot harder now that I'm not a child.
This is just hilarious.
What?
Okay,
Well, you have a wood thing. I didn't know that.
That iPad
Okay.
moved.
Hello.
No, the iPad moved?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll fix it though.
Okay.
I should be able to work with it.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, my computer. Wow, it's a good thing that I didn't break my iPad. That would have been bad.
Okay, I think we got the magic number there.
Okay, and it's in the right place?
It's in the right place.
Okay.
Hopefully that stays on the video because that was hilarious.
I know, that was pretty good. That was actually pretty good.
It's not the first time. Well, we've both done
Good
that. Oh, hello.
morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Wow, we have company.
We
Hey.
do. We
Yay.
have company, Starling Darlings. Thursday, we are going to have, we think, for the foreseeable future, Theology Thursday. Because you get it, because of the
Because they both start with TH.
Yeah.
Wow, that's how deep we go.
I know, it's pretty deep. And we have with us today Brian Soucier.
Hello, how's everybody doing? Thanks
And-
for having me, guys.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Brian
you.
has a really amazing podcast called the Brian
Soucier
Soucier
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Keeping it simple, keeping it real. So, yeah, so he's here with us to be theological in ways that are comedic, thereby theomedy.
Theomedy.
Theomedy. And
That's our new word.
All right.
and it's weird because like I'm not sure we're actually that funny.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
But looks aren't everything. I can say that, but look at these two. I'm flanked by these two gorgeous men.
Hello,
I love them.
yes.
Right,
Thank you
so-
so much for
so Brian-
making that obvious
Yes.
thing clear.
Obviously. So, Brian, tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Sure. My podcast is predicated on humanitarian, rights, essentially. I do interviews really for almost any story that speaks to, I think, a major need in society. Not to get too serious, as I know this is a humorous YouTube interview.
We're the major need this morning.
Yes.
We brought you in.
I
We are major needy.
Majorly needy.
I needed some comic relief on that one. No, in all seriousness, the interviews specifically tie into, I've done things with child soldiers in Africa, the Lost Boys in South Sudan, some really eye-opening matters that make me, and I believe a lot of our audience, look at their lives from a perspective of, wow, I'm complaining about my breakfast is cold, or I can't believe I got to go to work and it's snowing outside, and you're talking about people that are dealing with some of the most inhumane atrocities, including genocide, that are known to man. So it just puts life in perspective. As I know we've talked about previously on interviews, the idea or the premise behind the podcast was just to maybe help one person.
I love that. That so resonates with me. Is just one person's life being changed. Yeah, we kind of hope that that's what.
Well, I think the other thing too that's similar, because we do very different things.
Yeah.
But it's all on the word perspective, getting a perspective for this day, and part of the days that I struggle, or we talk about days we struggle, is trying to find that perspective, getting out of that, oh God, this is terrible. It's really not.
Right.
And when you get the perspective, you back up and see a bigger picture. Oh, she's getting some of her toys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
We just said there's something to play with.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Sure.
I love things to play with.
She is the queen of little gadgety fun trinket things to do.
Cool.
So.
He had a Valentine's story.
Yes, I want to hear this
Did you have
Valentine's
that?
story.
Yes, certainly. So my wife and I, my lovely wife, I love you, Rachel. And happy soon to be Valentine's Day, but more importantly, happy anniversary. My wife and I decided that we wanted to get married on Valentine's Day. Reason being,
Really? Oh,
yes,
wow.
as you guys mentioned previously, it is very much a Hallmark kind of a commercialized venue where you're almost forced into the day.
Right.
And typically what do people do? They buy chocolates, they buy flowers, they go out to dinner, And so my wife and I decided that we wanted to get married on that day because we wanted it to be our day of love.
Aww.
And also our commitment has always been, we'll go out to celebrate our anniversary, but we generally go out before or after. And on that day, we just stay in, we cook, we snuggle up, watch a video together, and we really just make that day what I believe it should be, rather than what it is. So
I think I'm in love. Can I come to y'all's house?
Yeah,
Okay, that'd be a little weird. But.
That'd be super weird. That'd be super weird. Totally inappropriate.
Blake just kind of comes through the background.
Hey!
Oh, that's great.
Is that hummus?
Yes.
Oh,
I promise I'll figure out something else to do on that day.
So that was our day of love, and we decided to kind of take that back for us. And I think every day is what you make it, and we chose to make that be a day to reflect the true love.
so
that
how
we have
long
for
have
one
you been
another.
married?
Well, we've been married now. We'll be going on 4 years.
Oh.
We came from a blended family, so I have a 13-year-old boy. Rachel has a 9-year-old currently, but back then it was 3 and whatever 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever it was. And I will say this, Isaiah, who is my 9-year-old, I love him. He is my son, and I did adopt him, but ever since I met my wife, he's always been my son. And Rachel has always embraced Cole as her son. And when I say that, I mean as in like blood, because that's really how we are with one another. And I believe that, a lot of times we have blood relatives that, I don't know, they're not even close to us like some of our friends are. And
I
a lot
know,
of times
right?
we have friends that are more like blood, in
Yeah,
so many ways. So.
It's weird, but like my closest cousin and my closest aunt are actually through marriage. And that's not to say I don't like my blood cousins. Oh gosh, I've just offended a whole bunch of people. But the ones that I happen to do more stuff with, just because we do more stuff. And I just think that's really weird. Like that it was through marriage.
Yeah. It's interesting in a sense that, I don't know that I ever really looked at another person and said, wow, I really want to marry that person. I mean, it was really when I first saw my wife, and the unique part about that was I was watching her interact with my son Cole. And I just felt this she's beautiful, and I had that resounding, just kind of heart pumping feeling towards her when I first saw her, and when I was in her presence, I was uncharacteristically quiet. But we went to the Philadelphia Zoo, and on a whim, it wasn't even supposed to happen. My son was here for a few more days. He actually lives in Arizona, and I literally was watching her interact with him, and I just fell in love with her, and that was the beginning of our romantic journey. So it's been really beautiful. Yeah, I feel very blessed to have her in my life and to have the family dynamic that we do. And coincidentally, everybody says to us that we all look alike.
I've seen that with other families.
Do you know what
too.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
to come from a blended family, though, I mean, what a blessing that is, in the sense that it's never really questioned or, hey, how did this or how did that? It's always embraced.
I've known kids that were adopted that looked exactly like their parents.
It's interesting.
And when I found out they were adopted, I was like, what?
Well, I have an adopted son. We don't look alike.
Okay.
He's biracial, so we never had that issue. But the whole idea of love and blood and all of that's a huge part of our story. And just recently, I divorced and came out, and I'm still very much connected to my ex-wife. In fact, I did something for her online the other day, and she posted something on Facebook and said, if you ever have the unfortunate event of having to divorce, at least have someone like me in her life.
That's cool.
And so we were able to talk about that in a public way and say, our stories don't ever unfold the way we think they should or could or the way the world wants us to. But because of adoption and because of living in honestly into your life, we we've learned a whole depth and width of love that many people don't find out about.
For example, me. Just saying, like,
Yeah.
I don't have any of these cool stories to share, but I do have fun toys to play with. Because, you know,
You do have
sometimes
fun
it
stories.
sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you thought, and
Right.
that doesn't mean that love isn't there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's easy to see the love that Blake has for you and that you
That's
have for him.
right.
And that's a beautiful.
It
That's
is.
beautiful
What
in
was
and
that
of
word
itself.
again? Philos?
Philos.
No. Or was that the other one? Ludicrous.
Okay, last yeah,
I think that
ludicrous.
was
I
the
think ours was
ludicrous.
ludicrous.
I think-
And so last week you tried to put these things on. Oh, look, it does stick to
Oh, it
you.
works? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't
now we're gonna have fun.
Okay, so we thought this was going to be sort of a serious show because we've got
There.
a more serious podcaster, but it turns
Yeah.
out my hair is like a big, huge
Here.
puffball.
It is.
Turn this way so I can get it. One more. And there. That is
That's
awesome.
perfect.
You
Yeah.
see how awesome
See,
you are?
I know. This could have turned out to be like a total downer. Well, not so much, because I can stick toys in my hair. Anyway, I guess we should say goodbye.
I think so. It was really, really good to have
so
you,
what's
Brian.
our theological?
Thank you.
Yeah, Brian, you're the best. So
I
what's our
think-
theological nugget? We need a theological nugget.
I
for
think we've
today.
been on love this week, and
Yep.
and Brian has brought us a love story
That's beautiful.
that has a lot of beauty and depth. And thank you
What
you
was
for
the theme-
sharing
What was
that.
the theme
Thank
song
you.
for that movie, Love
What?
Story? Remember that movie, Love Story?
Oh,
I feel like we should go out with that music.
we have to remember
We'd
it.
have to
I
find
know.
it.
I'll just find it and tack it onto the end, so you can like go out to it at the end. So yeah, so love, and also if you're not feeling the love, just stand still long enough for magical things to stick to you. See what I did there?
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
We love you. Take
Have
care.
a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later. That was
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's like really stuck.
Oh, that's terrible.